So we're gonna do something a little different with this this review. Thanks to a wonderful, beautiful commenter, they kind of gave me a rundown of Ethel Cain. Is it Ethel or Ethel, bro? I think it's Ethel. Ethel Cain. That just feels right. Hey, we're gonna do like track by track because I this idea of like when I'm like 4 tracks in already, or how many tracks am I in? 3 tracks in, or actually no, I had this shit on shuffle and I didn't notice. So I've already listened to 5 songs, and some of them are like way on the down on the album, but I'm gonna re-listen to them anyways to get the full story. But this is gonna be different. So I'm gonna go track by track because this is incredible. What I have heard is absolutely incredible. So the album is Preacher's Daughter, and we start off with track 1, which is Family Tree, an intro. It definitely, it sets the tone right away of what this is gonna be about. But this definitely, I guess, is her reflecting back on the religion or like religious trauma, abuse. I don't know much. I haven't listened to all of it yet, so, or the whole album yet, obviously. So, but so far it's definitely about religious trauma. And sorry, I'm not trying to get my thoughts here because this is I'm doing this all on one listen, and that's why I'm doing this track by track, because it's incredible. I want to talk about it now, but it seems that this deals with a lot of trauma as a child, which is awful. And I think from what I've heard so far, it is so passionate. Like, she is so passionate with this. And it's so emotional. It's incredible. The creativity, the storytelling of this album so far is absolutely wonderful. In the song Family Tree, there's a lyric in there. It goes, Jesus can always reject his father, but he can't escape the blood that his mother gave him. I think that's what the lyric was. But either way, it's saying pretty much that no matter what you do, you can get away from something. You can always leave something behind. And she's talking about family. But that part of you, that trauma, that hurt, that pain, that whatever happened will always be in your blood. You will never escape it, no matter how hard you try. You can reject it. You can stay far away from those people as you want, but you will never escape it because it is within you. And I think that's what she's saying. That's what I'm getting from it. And if that's the case, I mean, this is fucking beautiful. The song American Teenager, it seems that she is, I don't know, I can't really tell what that one's about, but it seems that it's about maybe, obviously she's in that song having like a disconnection from God or religion in the lyrics. If you're, what does she say? Like, I'm forgetting the lyric. I think she says, if you're here, why can't I feel you in the room I'm in with you? Or I think something like that. Pretty much saying like, hey, I am struggling. I'm going through a lot of things, but I don't feel you here. And everybody, I'm around everybody, pretty much saying, oh, you're going to go to hell, whatever. But I don't feel you here. I don't feel you like within. I don't feel you. Like, I don't feel like, that's what I'm getting out of it, man. I feel like that's what it's saying. I'm not sure, but I feel like it's saying something along those lines. And then we get to A House in Nebraska, which is the song I just listened to. That song is super beautiful. I don't know if this song has much to do with God, as the other 2 tracks did. This one in particular seems to be a song, I'm not sure, like a man or possibly a woman. I think it's a man, though. I'm not sure. That she was in love with, that told her things to make her feel like they loved her the same way she loved them. But in reality, I guess it might be being used, but she feels in a way that she needs that person. They were like, I have ketchup on my shirt. What the fuck? How'd that get there? But it seems like I forgot. I just lost my train of thought. But yeah, like she was used or something. And but let me tell you something. When you love somebody, no matter how they treat you or what happens, you will always feel that love for them. So it seems this person was super important to her in her growth or her the person she is, and she still misses them and loves them, though they're not coming back. Pretty much them saying, I think there was a lyric in there saying, if we die together, you die being mine, or some shit like that. I'm sorry. I got this is an album I do have to kind of listen to a few more times, but off of one listen, this is what I'm kind of gathering from it. I mean, and it's fucking beautiful, man. Seriously. And there's a lyric in there saying, your mom still calls to see if I'm fine. I lie to her and tell her I'm fine, but the truth is I'd kill myself to be with you or something like that. Pretty much along those lines. So it's showing a lot of, I guess what I'm getting from this story is I think she's a teenager. She has to be a teenager in this story. So I guess this kind of goes through all like I don't know, the sins maybe, like the sins, the growth, the hurt, the pain. And I think this is what this album is. I think every song might be, I'm not sure, like I haven't listened to every song, but it seems like this is going by her teenage life and what she went through. And all of it kind of at once. This is a very emotional album. And I think it is wonderful. I think that somebody that makes an album like this, super fucking honest, such an honest album like this, that has to be super scary, first of all, because you're putting something very personal out in the world like this, but you're creating a story with it. You're creating something around it so that people can listen to this and interpret it in any way they choose to. But it's still also right here in front of you. People that have been through what she is talking about will get it right off the fucking, like, just right there. And I think this is wonderful. Seriously. And in this album will put context with Perverts 100%. And I'll go back and listen to that one soon too after this one. So far this album is incredible. And I cannot wait to hear more, so I'm going to stop talking. It's been 9 minutes and I've only listened to 3, well, technically 5, but 3 songs. So I'm going to get back to listening and I'll be back. There's one more thing that I want to talk about before I get into the Western Nights. That was a lyric in Family Tree that really, like, did something to me. It says, hanging, I think I said hanging by the neck from the family tree. Like, that ties back into the, Jesus can reject his father, but can't escape what he is. That is such a dark and twisted way of saying that, like, well, number one, that you fucking hate your family. Like, I think I can kind of understand this. Like, I don't think she likes her family, which is, like, understandable from what I'm listening to right now. I don't think her family are very good people. I mean, if she wants to get away from him and she feels like she's hanging from the neck on the family tree, I mean, that is a crazy but awesome and dark and fucked up way of saying what she's saying. Anyways, I'm gonna get into more of this album. The song Western Nights is a little more confusing than the other ones, for me at least, because like I said, first listen. What I am gathering from this track is she is dating someone new, and it seems to not be a very healthy relationship. It seems to be maybe abusive, maybe just not a good one. Not a very good relationship at all. And it seems like she doesn't really care. Because there's a lyric in here saying, I haven't spoken to my daddy in a long time or whatever. It seems like what she's saying is this relationship, though it might be hurting her badly or something like that, it's getting her away from her bloodline, or it's getting her away from those people, or maybe something like that. It's getting her away from the bad. And it seems like she's lying to herself almost about loving this guy. It's more of like he's taking her away kind of from those bad people, or, whatever. Kind of making her his. And she's putting all of her mind onto him. But inside, deep inside, she doesn't really love this guy. Possibly because of the other guy from the guy she talked about in the previous song. I don't know. It could also be she was hurt very badly from that last relationship. And now she's kind of falling into that same... No, she's not falling into it. She's having someone else fall into that trap, maybe, that she fell into. Saying, I'll never leave you, baby, or whatever. And in reality, she doesn't really love this guy. She's maybe trying to convince herself that she does, because I don't fucking know. This is incredible. Incredible. That's all I can say about Western Nights, because I'm confused. But it seems what I just said. There's so many. I don't know. I don't even know anymore. But I think I had to have gotten something right, or something. Like I had to be right about something. If I'm wrong about any of this, dude, actually, just go ahead and find where I live and kill him. But anyways, I'm gonna get to the next track. Family Tree. This one is just Family Tree. The first one was Family Tree Intro. This one's just called Family Tree. I get confused as every track goes on. I don't even know what the fuck I think this track is about, I don't know, because the noose that she talked about in Family Tree's intro comes back kind of, but she says that she takes it off, and now she wraps it around her hand, saying, and then I think the lyrics before that is she's killed once, she'll do it again. She killed before, she'll do it again. Saying possibly instead of hanging from that noose and the bloodline, like all the trauma and shit like that, is she saying she's gonna kill them? Watch one of those clips back. I look fucking fat. I'm never watching a clip back of me again. Jesus Christ, I'm just gonna edit it and just upload it. Something happened in that last recording, or that last clip. It paused. I'm just gonna stop pausing and just finish editing it in the editor. I think this track, she's talking about taking the noose. Is she talking about killing her family? Is that what she's saying? Because she also says, like I said, Lord Jesus, or Jesus God, forgive me for the bones I've been hiding. Forgive me for the bones that I'll leave behind, or something like that. Is she saying oh my God, I don't know. This track is confusing. That's a confusing track. But it was beautiful the way she sang it. I don't know. It's like she wants to be washed from her sins. Maybe the sins of, I don't know. Saying the crosses on my body remind me of who I was before. Is it? I cannot tell what the song's about. I might have to look this one up. Or somebody in the comments can kind of tell me what it's about. I'm following the story the best I can. And I do love the fact that she brought back the noose line, kind of, and put it in a different light. Now she can do what she wants with it. It's not around her neck anymore. She can do what she fucking wants now. It's like she's gaining control over things, and she's not letting it fuck her anymore, I suppose. I don't know. I'm confused. I'm confused on this track. But as the story goes on, maybe things will kind of click into place. And like I said, feel free to comment and help a brother out. Oh, I'm recording the wrong way. Song Hard Times seems to be about her father, I guess. It seems to me that he had to have been abusive, either if that was physically, I would say mentally. I think he was mentally abusive. And I think what happened is it was almost brainwashing in a way. She says that she tried to be like him and do things that he did, and still does. And she says, that scares me. I guess saying like maybe when she has kids, she is scared that she's going to fall into the same footsteps as her father. And it says in one of the lyrics, I was too young to notice that some love can be bad. So it almost feels like maybe she blames herself in a way for what he has done to her mentally. And she feels like she carries shame or guilt because of it, because of who she is. That's what I feel this song is about. I'm tired of you, too tired to leave. I'm tired of you still tied to me. See, that is beautiful, seriously. And not in a good way. That is not beautiful in a good way. It's just beautiful that it can be written down that way. Because I relate this kind of to my mother. Even though I don't think her father is very religious. Her father's a piece of shit. He is still super tied to her in a way. She can't really do nothing about it. The only time she can really do anything about it is when he dies. But even then, that hurt, knowing that her own father didn't really love her or was not there for her the way she needed him. And I'm talking about Ethel. But like, and I suppose kind of blaming yourself for that and just carrying guilt. And I don't know, but that's kind of what I get from this. And I think it's wonderful. I'm on the track Thoroughfare. I'm not done with it. I still have a couple more minutes, but I had to pause and I had to say something before I forget, because I don't know where the song is going to go to next, and I don't want to lose my train of thought. This song is probably the least pleasing to my ears to listen to. Like, this is one I wouldn't go back and really listen to as like a song that I'm, yeah, fuck yeah. I still am listening to the story, and it's still incredible, but just not my favorite so far. It's probably my least favorite on the album so far. But what I'm hearing in the story is it seemed like she was so drained and so thrown off by every other man in her life. Her father, starting from one, he was a piece of shit, piece of fuck. The lover in the first song, what was the name? A House in Nebraska. So A House in Nebraska, the guy in that story, the guy in Western Nights, they were all shit. And she makes it clear to this guy, whoever she's talking to, it's a new guy. She makes it clear to him, saying, love's never meant much to me. And, he wants her to come with her to California or something like that. And she's like, well, I'm all out of luck anyways. Like, she has nothing really else to lose, so fuck it, let's go. So they go. And then she says right here, in these motel rooms, I started to see you differently. Because for the first time since I was a child, I saw a man who wasn't angry. I could see a man who wasn't angry. That is some deep shit. She is so used to men just being, I don't know, kind of using her, or just being dickheads, just being angry, bitter people, and taking all of that out on someone like her who is pretty much, I would say, defenseless when it comes to that. She just takes it. She just takes the hurt and the anger people send her way when it comes to a man, from fathers, relationships. But she sees something good in this guy, is what I think I'm seeing. But I'm going to continue the song, and I'm going to get back to you. The song has occurred, and the last lyrics are, 'cause in your pickup truck with all your dumb luck is the only place I think I'd ever be. So as the song went on, I know I just said that it probably wasn't my favorite. This shit just grew on me, like big time. The song just fucking grew on me. Like right as that third or fourth chorus hit, I was like, wow, what the fuck? But I think I was right. I think she finally found a man that is worth the shit. Because he was saying like, hey, I didn't find any love out here. Or did I? You know, something like that. But next track. Well, turns out her new lover is a piece of shit too, man. I was fucking bamboozled. I thought she finally found a fucking guy. But anyways, in this song, she's talking about how this motherfucker's a dickhead anyways. So what he pretty much did is he's a fucking narcissist and a manipulator, and he pretty much manipulated and gaslighted her into loving him and showing her that he's different than everybody else. And then she says, "Oh, you're all the fucking same." Whenever she finds out who he truly is, seems to me that he is making her do the drugs that he likes to do, and saying if it feels so good, then it can't be bad. Gaslighting her into thinking that she's doing it on her own free will, getting her, I guess, kind of high or whatever, so he can kind of have her in any way he wants. Manipulating her mind, gaslighting her into thinking she's something more than what he is putting her out to be. So he's a piece of shit, and he might be the worst one yet, which makes a lot of sense because people play with love like that, play with feelings, and play with a mind are some of the most fucked up individuals imaginable. So that turned abusive because she also says, you want to take my clothes off, you want to hurt me. So I guess he's a sadist too, and he has, I mean, I can understand that, but, you know, it's still fucked up though. I mean, if you're going to be a sadist and that's like one of your kinks or whatever, I mean, you need to be upfront about stuff like that. Some people are into it. But he is a narcissist on top of that, as you can tell. Really fucking manipulated this girl. And that's sad. When I just listened to this song, I actually felt part of me get destroyed. Because I actually felt as if she had something good for a second. But you can't have any fucking thing good anymore, bro. You literally can't. Everybody's a piece of shit. So, well, there's that track. Gibson Girl. I think the track was about the same guy from the last one, seeming to be more about, oh, I don't know. I don't even know what to say. Like, what an amazing song. It almost seems like she's talking about Satan in some of this. There's a demonic deep voice that's either the voice of the man or some type of evil or something. I don't know. This is the most confusing song yet. So if anybody wants to help me with this song, please help. I would love to know more about this one. I don't know much. It seems like she's starting to feel it though. Feel everything. Feel the hurt because she says, please make it stop. Stop, stop, stop. And then she screams. That scream put a chill down my entire body. It was beautiful. Emotional too. I don't believe there's much to say about the track August Underground. I will say, I did look it up on the last track. Apparently the lover's name is Isaiah. And apparently he has killed her. And apparently in this track, August Underground, it's like, I don't know. There's no words, really. So, like, it's just kind of humming and eerie instrumentals. Almost as maybe it truly means she's dead. He killed her. And this is just kind of I don't know. I don't even know if that's right, but that's what I looked up. And, I don't know, but we're going to go to the next track because I don't really know much. I don't know what really to say about August Underground. The song Televangelism, I think that's how you say it. I looked that one up too, and apparently the ambience of the piano represents her peace with transferring to the afterlife, I suppose. So I suppose she died. I guess she really did die. Like, I guess this character, Ethel Cain, has died. In the track Sun Bleached Flies, she seems to reflect back on the songs or her life and starts to realize, yeah, there's a lyric saying, I think it's time I should put up a fight now. Saying she's tired of all these people betraying her, specifically men. And it seems that she even believes Jesus just has betrayed her as well. The Lord, the one that everybody preaches about, saying he's the best, he'll save you from everything. After all of that and stuff, she still feels hurt. She still feels betrayal. And she feels betrayal by the one thing people have been putting in her head is perfect and all you need, which is the Lord. Saying he loves you, but not enough to save you. So she is reflecting back on her life, even saying, I still pray for that house in Nebraska, meaning she still feels love for that first guy. And maybe I was wrong earlier when I said that he was not a good guy. Maybe he was a good guy, but it just didn't work out. And then every guy after him seemed to be abusive and just an asshole. And the ending lyrics were, what were the ending lyrics? Oh, let me see. I can't let go when something is broken. It's all I know and it's all I want now. Saying that she has been betrayed and fucked over and just manipulated and gaslighted by men and people all of her life, to the point where now it's all she could want in a human being. It's all she could want. It's all she's used to, all she knows. That's an amazing track, and it actually probably might be one of my favorite tracks on the album, if not my favorite. I think it is a perfect track, and I think it's beautiful. I seriously think this is beautiful. One more track called Strangers, and I'm gonna go listen to that right now. Wow. What an ending. What an ending. It seems that the last track, Strangers, might be about the guy that I know the name of now because I looked a thing up earlier, Isaiah, I believe. So apparently he's killed her, and the last few tracks has been her kind of accepting that. But I think the killing and the death is a metaphor. I don't think the character has actually passed away. I think what's going on is she's kind of, I don't know if it sounds corny coming out of my mouth, but dead inside. Been used, been fucking abused mentally, possibly physically. I think there's some physical abuse in here. I think that guy making her take all those drugs and, making her feel like she's nothing, I feel like that counts as physical abuse because you're physically affecting somebody by, manipulating. And it seems that whenever she says that she's in a freezer or something like that, it seems like she's saying that he just can have her whenever he wants, and she's kind of stuck there. But she, like she said in the last song, it's all she wants now. It's all she knows now. So she kind of just accepts it and just lets it happen because that's all she's good for. I put this in quotes. She didn't say that, but that's what I would think she's trying to say, metaphorically. And I gotta say, I don't know if I'm right about any of this. I might be right about some of it, I might be wrong about some of it, but like I said, just comment, let me know if I'm wrong about anything, or if you want to correct me on anything, or just, let me know, because this album is absolutely incredible. It is a perfect album, start to finish. The creativity, the passion, the sadness, the emotion, the anger that is put behind those lyrics and those instrumentals. The production was done just right. Everything about it. Some of the reverb on the tracks being kind of atmospheric almost, because she's dead. So it makes sense. That's kind of shoegazy in a way, some of those tracks, some of those instrumentals. It just makes you feel kind of euphoric in a way, if that makes sense. I swear, I think it was a perfect fucking album. And I'm definitely going to go re-listen to Perverts. I think is the sequel to Preacher's Daughter. And maybe that album will make a lot more sense to me now. But I'm going to tell you, there's been a couple times during Preacher's Daughter where I felt like I was going to cry. Like, I don't really cry. But, I mean, I've never felt such an emotional album in my entire life. And I think I've always been super against, like, religion abuse. Personally, I do believe in God. I don't want to talk about that to anybody, or I don't feel the need, because it's not my place. I have my own beliefs, and I would never force that upon somebody. If somebody wanted to ask me questions about it, or like try to learn something, I mean, I don't know everything about it, I would tell them. But that religion, forcing religion onto people, traumatizing religion, telling them that God is the only person that could really ever save them or love them or whatever, yada yada. It's super fucking sad, and it's disgusting behavior. And if there is a God, which I don't know, he is not very happy about that. And I feel for those people. Religion was kind of not forced down my throat, but it was something that I always felt like I had to be religious, or I would be kind of outcasted from my family, or maybe, I don't know, abandoned. But as I get older, I noticed that doesn't fucking matter. If I didn't want to be religious, or I stopped believing in God or something, and my family like disowns me or something, I don't give a fuck. Because if that's the type of human beings they are, then fuck them. My family's not like that though. I know my dad, on the other hand, he would be kind of disappointed. He wouldn't disown me, but he really wants me to follow God, which in a way I do. I might not do it the best. I'm not highly religious. I think religion is evil. I think Christianity is evil. I don't think the teachings of Jesus Christ were evil, but I think the people, the preachers, I think the pastors and everything like that, I think they are absolutely evil. Not all of them, but for the most part, evil. More evil than evil. And stuff like that really does hurt my feelings, because I know people that were so traumatized by religion, and they look at God, and they look at everything as a fucking big joke. They look at people that are religious, that have their, they look at them as a fucking big, just stupid, stinky joke. And I mean, and it's understandable. And I think whoever forces that on a little kid should burn in hell for eternity. Seriously, if there's a God and a hell and a Satan and a whatever. And I think also getting to the men and the abuse and the mental abuse that she endured all of her life. And this happens to a lot of people, man. I know people. I think it's disgusting, man. I seriously do. And I think, and I'm not a perfect person. And that's not a Hoopa Steak reference. I'm not a perfect person. I've done things to people that have cared about me that I'm not proud of. And I'm the only person I can blame. I have to deal with those problems. I have to deal with those things every single day. And I have to become a better person so I don't make those same mistakes in the future. But some men, and some women too, but in this case, some men are so fucking careless and all about themselves that they don't care about how the girl feels about them, and how no matter how much she cares and loves him, he doesn't see it, and he doesn't care that much anyways. He just throws it away, and he gets what he wants out of her. It's sick, it's disgusting, and I feel for anybody that goes through that. And I really hope, and I hope whoever listens to this, listen, if you go through any of the things that she has talked about in that album, you are loved, you are cared for. And just because there's been awful people to talk to you and to date you, or to just be in your life all around you, be friends with you, I mean, maybe even family members, like she said, even her father, even her own family, You will find somebody one day, even if it's your fucking self, that loves you more than anybody ever could. You will find somebody, or you'll find yourself. You might not ever need somebody. It just depends on what type of human being you are. But you are loved, and you could get through anything if you truly, truly fight. And if you have been through those things, I promise you, you are a strong individual if you are still here and alive. Even if you've tried to maybe, commit suicide or something. You are still loved, you are still a strong individual, and you are still appreciated. And you might not understand it, you might not know it, but seriously, you are. And that album, I think, is perfect. I think it's genius. I think Ethel, Cain is a fucking genius. I think the songwriting, the storytelling, the care that is put into that record is absolutely amazing. And I haven't heard anything like that in a long time, really ever. I haven't heard anything like that really ever. It's a beautiful album. Her vocals, everything about it is just perfect. The instrumentals do storytelling as well. Like those instrumentals, the tracks that were just instrumentals, even the instrumentals told a story. It's a perfect album. And thank you so much to the person that recommended this album, because now I'm gonna probably go through the entire catalog of Cain and just listen, because she is an absolute incredible genius. Masterpiece. It is a masterpiece. And I will be re-listening to Perverts, because I gotta hear it. I got to. Anyways, that's my review. This is a 10 out of 10 album. And I'm not just saying that because you know who you are. I'm not just saying that because you recommended it. I'm saying this because it truly, truly is a 10 out of 10 album. I think that might be the first album I've given a 10 out of 10. But it is perfection. It is absolutely fucking perfection. And I will be showing this album to my mom, because I know that she has dealt with similar, if not almost everything on that album. And I feel like this album could really heal something inside of her. Maybe, touch her heart, her soul, possibly. I feel like anybody that has been through some of those things needs to hear that album. And though I haven't been through all of it, I have been through some of those things. And it's awful. It's absolutely awful. And something so awful put into such a beautiful masterpiece of an album like Preacher's Daughter. It is a 10 out of 10 album, and I couldn't recommend it more to anybody seeing this. Please listen to Preacher's Daughter by Ethel Cain. That's my review.